Same time toys, one more time, guys. All right, Hurricane be damned. Here we go. So, I've had this one, I've been sitting on it for close to a week. I've really been looking forward to doing this one because it's a cool looking toy. I mean, bam, Sunman. Sunman! You know, like Birdman, but with sun. Um, it started out with finding this guy. Um, I did a short, imagine that. And Bobby Wald, our resident idea guy, told me, well, put it in a post that a lady had made this toy to, help her son out. And I was like, what the fuck? Toy's a toy. It's a He-Man, right? No, 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 no. Sunman is from Olmac Toys. Miss Easton realized that her 3-year-old son, watching He-Man, couldn't find anybody to identify with. She said he was just smart enough to realize the difference. It kind of bothered the shit out of me. I never. Okay, it is what it is. I mean, I never thought of it that way, and it kind of blew my mind. It really did. It really expanded my mindset just a little bit. I just, yeah, like wow. You know, Snake Eyes was the ultimate ninja. He was a blonde-haired white dude. Yeah, he looked just like me. Fuck, I don't know, man. It's one of those things that you don't think about. And well, she designed Sunman, who may or may not be more powerful than He-Man. He gets his power from the sun, of course. But yeah, I mean, it's actually fucking quite trippy if you really think about it. How many characters are there of color? I used to carry on with the Marvel and the super DC superheroes and Marvel characters. Like, why do you have to make this guy black just to make him black? Because there are other characters of color. Now, are there a lot of them? Hell no. They're just not. I mean, and I don't know. I'm not a toy designer. I'm not a marketer. I don't make those judgment calls. Roblox is one of my favorite Joes. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it never computed. It was never part of my thought process. And well, I guess now it is. But on a lighter note, Bobby Wald is constantly reminding me of how his shoulder pads remind us both of that episode of Family Guy where they had those really sharp collars and they basically cut everybody's heads off at the club. So, I mean, there's that. But, yeah, the wind's picking up, so I'm kind of looking out the door. You guys can see behind me. It rained like a mother last night, but it's actually nice out right now. It's cool. Got a nice breeze. But I'm gonna pop these guys open and I'm gonna spin them around right after I spin this around. So let's do what we do on this channel. Check out some toys. All right, guys, so there he is, Sunman, the greatest hero of them all. And that is exactly what it says about him. I really kind of found it funny that, I I read the mini comic that came with it. I mean, of course, because this is where you get your information, is from the comics, at least in my house. And I learned a little bit about Anti-Eternia He-Man by the power of Hell Skull. I find it funny that their black hero is facing off against, well, I've said it before and I'll say it again, He-Man in blackface. I mean, anybody else see the irony in that? I mean, it's a little fucked up, man. That's all I'm gonna say. But all right, so if we can get past the Fat Albert head on this guy, he's actually a really cool He-Man figure. I love these new He-Man figures. Of course, they don't have the, it'd be really cool if they did have the twist action, but they don't. So, I mean, it is what it is. Let's get rid of his wings just for a minute here so we can actually look at the figure itself. His shield, it is what it is, but I love how it actually works on him. Hasbro, Mattel's got a good idea. Maybe we ought to steal it. The spear, well, I mean, it kind of fits the aesthetics of what they were going for with this line. But the articulation, I am so impressed with these new He-Man figures and their articulation. So, of course, he does the Exorcist. He's got a mean T-pose. Turns at the bicep. He turns at the shoulder, doesn't turn at the bicep. He's got a complete pivot at the elbow. No pins because it's plug and play. And wrist articulation. Absolutely amazing. You can do a pretty good Van Damme, especially for a He-Man figure. Usually the rubber bands give out right about there, and you're risking popping a guy. But to bend the knee, to bend the ankle, to spin at the boot, these were things I dreamed about as a kid. I mean, just to get that articulation out of a He-Man figure is absolutely amazing. And now for the main event. This Masterverse figure of Sunman. I'm just gonna pull that back a little bit. Get a good look at him. This is an amazing sculpt. Just absolutely incredible. I do love the fact that one of his powers is unbreakable skin. I just find that epic that they took that from Luke Cage. Just absolutely amazing. So there he is. His wings fold up nicely. I mean, Marvel, hello, Angel's wings. Yeah, I'm telling you, that looks good. They're folded in nicely. It is what it is. He does a full Exorcist. He's got a mean T-pose. We'll put both of them out there. His shield, again, Hasbro, check it out. There are ideas to be stolen here. But yes, he spins at the shoulder. He spins at the bicep. He spins at the wrist. He is double jointed and pinless. I'm not gonna Drop the spear for a second. I'm not gonna push that elbow joint. It looks a little stuck to me. I don't know if it needs heat or just to be broken in. He is absolutely amazing. He doesn't get much of a Van Damme. I don't know if his little battle skirt is keeping him from that, but he's got a great thigh cut. He's got a great boot cut. He's got a double jointed knee. Great ankle articulation. I don't know if you can hear that pop, but it scared me. He is a great figure, guys. You know, and I'm sure you guys are sick and tired of me saying, oh, this is a great figure. This is a great figure. Well, you know what? If it wasn't a great figure, I wouldn't have fucking bought it. Every once in a while, one of them gets by me, but not too often. I mean, I don't get stuck with too many bad figures, let me tell you. I mean, I cherry pick too much for that to happen to me. But yeah, man, these guys are great. I am absolutely digging on it. I don't know where exactly in my setup Sunman's gonna fit, but he is absolutely gonna be in it 100% as he falls and crushes all my other figures. It's all right, he just fell over a stack of briefcases, that's all. A little bit of money back there he fell over. But as you can see, I got to start doing this a little bit more, size comparison. There's Gung Ho. He's one of the bigger Joes. He is still, even with his poofy hat, he's about up to his shoulder. Black Series figure because I just happen to have Greek Karga next to me. Definitely looking on the small side. And Timber, son of a bitch. And of course, the demon with the Ma Deuce. That was semi-intentional. The McFarlane figures are the closest I can get to scaling these Masterverse figures up with anybody. Just trying to get somebody close. I mean, but as you can see, that demon figure is right on par with Sunman. As you can see, Best Action turtles are just a wee bit small. But on that note, guys, I want to take a second and talk about something that's a little near and dear to me. I know it's like beating a dead horse, but you never know who's watching your video for the first time, right? So this is why I beat this dead horse. If you're in that dark place and you need help, pause for dramatic effect. Find somebody to talk to, please. A loved one, a family member. Notice I didn't put those two together. Talk to somebody you trust. Hell, even talk to a stranger. You know, if you would be surprised by just putting it out there how much better you'll feel. Trust me. I understand. I know this. This is something that you do not want to do. For the people that get left behind, it is absolutely horrible. Even with a note, thoughts are not conveyed. There's always a sense of regret on everybody that ever knew you and cared about you. it's just absolutely awful. Um, you know, one thing you don't have to worry about because you know you're not here to deal with it anymore. But the after effects of opting out are brutal on people. Some people just they can't handle it, and it drives them closer to where you're at. Just find somebody to talk to. The number's up there. It's star 988 on your smartphone. You can message me, leave me a content. I'm easy to find. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. It is what it is. If it's bad enough, I could quite possibly give you my number. I mean, it's not that big of a deal on my end. I am up all hours of the day and night. If you need somebody, I'm there. But there are always people manning these phones. It is a hotline that is provided, I don't know by who, but it's paid for, and people work there, they volunteer. There is training involved. They know what to say, they know what to do. And the biggest part is that they just listen. I mean, you know, it's your story to tell. But on that note, like, share, and subscribe. Be good to one another out there. You never know who's having fucking that shitty of a day. And life is not promised to anyone. You never know when somebody's actual last day is going to be. So just be good to one another and try not to take any shit along the way. All right, guys, we'll see you in the next episode. See ya!